Time Management, the complete guide to focus, productivity, discipline, energy, and life mastery. Chapter 2, the 4 currencies of time. Not all time is created equal. We treat time like a single currency, assuming 1 hour is the same as any other. But that mindset is flawed. Just like money, time comes in different forms, and its value depends on how 39ths invested, how it's exchanged, and how it's experienced. In this chapter, we'll explore the 4 currencies of time, energy, focus, attention, and emotion, and how mastering them will change the way you spend your minutes and measure your life. 2.1 Why time alone isn't the whole story. We're taught to view time in numbers. 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. On the surface, it seems like time is perfectly measurable. But anyone who's ever felt a long hour in traffic and a short hour with a loved one knows that time is subjective. It bends based on our energy, emotions, and attention. The value of time doesn't come from the clock, it comes from how we experience it. That's why working 8 hours doesn't always mean we've had a productive day. You might spend 4 of those hours drained, distracted, or overwhelmed, making your time less valuable than a focused 90-minute sprint. In the same way, you might be with family in the evening but mentally stuck in your inbox, physically present, emotionally absent. That's not quality time, it's background noise. The truth is, time alone is an incomplete metric for productivity or fulfillment. What we need to measure is not just the quantity of time, but the quality of it. And quality depends on 4 hidden currencies: energy, focus, attention, and emotion. When these are high, time feels rich. When they're low, even long hours feel hollow. Understanding and mastering these internal currencies is how you elevate your life, not just extend it. We live in a culture obsessed with time management, but we rarely talk about time value. Time value is what makes one moment transformational and another forgettable. It's what makes one conversation shift your life and another dissolve in small talk. And it's the reason 2 people can spend the same hour very differently, one building legacy, the other spinning in distraction. To take control of your time, you need to stop managing hours and start managing what powers them. These inner currencies are what make your hours count. They determine how deep your work goes, how connected your relationships become, and how calm or chaotic your day feels. You can't control time, but you can control how you experience it. If you want a richer life, you must become wealthy in more than minutes. You must learn to protect and multiply these inner currencies. That's what the rest of this chapter is about. 2.2 Pes energy, the fuel behind every hour. Your time is only as good as your energy. Without energy, the best plans fall flat. You can schedule a block for writing, planning, or creative thinking, but if you're exhausted, you'll stare blankly at the screen. Energy is the foundational. Chapter 2, the 4 currencies of time. 46. Currency of time. It turns hours into output. It fuels focus, ignites enthusiasm, and sustains motivation. Without it, you're dragging yourself through life instead of driving it forward. We often overlook energy management because we assume it's automatic. But it isn't. Energy is influenced by your sleep, nutrition, movement, emotional state, and mental clarity. When any of these are off, your energy drops, and so does the value of your time. A sluggish morning isn't just inconvenient, it can cost you momentum for the entire day. Your energy sets the tone for your hours. Start thinking of your day in energy zones, not just time blocks. When are you most alert? When do you usually hit a slump? Plan your most important tasks during your peak energy hours. Protect those hours like sacred ground. Don't waste them on shallow work, mindless scrolling, or reactive tasks. Save those for your lower energy times and use your peak for deep work, strategy, and creation. Your energy isn't infinite, it's rechargeable, and you must treat rest and recovery as productivity tools, not as rewards. For burnout, athletes understand this. High performers in every industry understand this. They build in cycles of focus and recovery. If you want sustainable success, so must you. Burnout doesn't come from working hard, it comes from never refueling. Start noticing what drains your energy and what restores it. Cut or limit the drains and schedule more of what refills you. This includes food, people, environments, and thoughts. Your energy is not just physical, it's emotional and mental. One toxic conversation can derail your whole day, while one encouraging message can lift you higher than caffeine. When you begin to manage your energy as intentionally as you manage your schedule, everything changes. Your time feels lighter, more productive, and more joyful. Because you're not just present, you're powerful. 2.3% focus, the multiplier of time. Focus is the invisible engine behind extraordinary results. It's what allows one person to create in 2 hours what might take another 2 days. Focus is not just about paying attention, it's about channeling your mental energy fully into one thing at a time. In a world designed to distract you, focus has become a rare and powerful skill. The people who learn to protect and strengthen it gain a competitive edge in every area of life. Distraction is everywhere. Notifications, emails, background noise, and internal thoughts constantly compete for your attention. Most people don't realize how fragmented their focus has become. They start a task, check a message, switch to another tab, take a call, then try to go back to where they left off, never truly entering deep work. This constant context switching drains cognitive energy, breaks momentum, and makes even simple tasks feel hard. To reclaim your focus, you must create environments that support it. This means silencing your phone, closing unnecessary tabs, and setting clear start and end times for tasks. It also means communicating boundaries with others. I'm unavailable between 9 and 11 for deep work. These aren't extreme measures, they're essential habits for a world that profits from your distraction. You must learn to defend your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. Deep work is where your best ideas are born. It's where strategy lives, where problems are solved, and where mastery is forged. But it doesn't happen by accident. You need space, time, and sustained attention. The first 10 minutes might feel, Chapter 2, The 4 Currencies of Time 47. Uncomfortable. That's normal. But if you stay with it, you enter a state of flow, where time slows down and output speeds up. This is where the magic of focus becomes visible. Training focus is like training a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Start small, block off 25 minutes with a timer and commit to uninterrupted work. Gradually increase that block as your focus builds. Don't beat yourself up. When your mind wanders, just return. Each return is a rep. Each rep is growth. Over time, what felt hard becomes natural. When you master focus, you multiply the value of your time. 1 focused hour can outperform 8 distracted ones. This is how high performers work less but accomplish more. They don't have more time, they have more focus. And, now, so can you. 2.4% attention, your most valuable investment. In a world where everyone is competing for your attention, brands, apps, advertisers, influencers, your ability to choose where your attention goes is a radical act. Attention is not just focus, it's what you allow to shape your thoughts, feelings, and worldview. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. And where your energy flows, your life grows. Think of your attention like money. Every scroll, click, or minute of thought is a micro-investment. The question is, what are you investing in? Are you giving your attention to things that elevate you or drain you? Are you consuming content that inspires action or one that triggers comparison, fear, or overwhelm? Most people don't realize that their mental space is being occupied by things that don't serve their purpose, and yet they wonder why they feel anxious, unfocused, and unmotivated. Your attention diet matters as much as your food diet. If you consume junk all day, doom scrolling, gossip, negativity, don't be surprised when your mindset is heavy and your vision blurry. Curate your inputs. Follow creators, writers, and thinkers who challenge and uplift you. Limit exposure to media that causes fear or anger. Turn off push notifications that pull your focus at random. Every small change in your attention habits pays big dividends over time. Attention is a limited resource. You only have so much to give each day, and once it's gone, it's gone. That's why multitasking is so dangerous. It scatters your attention in 100 directions and leaves you depleted. You end the day feeling like you worked hard, but you produced little of substance. You were busy, but not intentional. Present, but not engaged. To reclaim your attention, you must become a conscious gatekeeper. Ask yourself, is this worth my mental bandwidth? Will this move me closer to my goals or values? Will this shape me into who I want to become? These are the questions that filter noise from signal. These are the questions that separate mindless reaction from mindful creation. Attention is not just what you look at, it's what you feed. Every time you give attention to something, you give it power. Make sure what you empower deserves it. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your attention. Protect it, direct it, invest it wisely. Chapter 2, The 4 Currencies of Time 48. 2.5% Emotion, the hidden force behind how time feels. We rarely talk about the emotional side of time, but it's one of the most powerful forces in how we experience our day. Have you ever noticed how time flies when you're having fun but drags when you're anxious or bored? That's emotion. At work, time is elastic. It stretches and shrinks based on your emotional state. This means your feelings directly influence your perception of time, and your perception of time shapes your experience of life. Positive emotions like joy, love, excitement, and flow make time feel expansive. They help you feel present, energized, and deeply connected to the moment. Negative emotions like stress, fear, and overwhelm do the opposite. They make time feel scarce, rushed, and compressed. That's why two people can live the same day on the clock but have completely different experiences based on how they felt during that time. Managing your emotions is not just a mental health strategy, it's a time strategy. The more emotionally regulated you are, the more spacious your time becomes. When you feel calm and clear, you think faster, decide more confidently, and waste less energy on indecision or overthinking. When you're emotionally reactive, every task feels heavier, every delay feels catastrophic, and every hour feels shorter. Emotional clarity is time clarity. One way to regulate your emotional experience of time is through rituals. Morning rituals that ground you, like meditation, stretching, journaling, or silence, can help you enter your day with intention instead of chaos. Midday resets, like walking without your phone, breathing exercises, or even 5 minutes of stillness, can recenter your mind. Evening routines that calm your nervous system help your sleep and prepare you to start strong again. It's also vital to build emotional buffers into your day. Don't go from high-pressure meetings straight into creative work. Allow transitions. Give your brain and body time to shift gears. Emotional residue from one activity can pollute the next if you don't reset. This is why many successful people design their schedules with buffer blocks. It's not about being soft, it's about being strategic. When you understand how emotion shapes your perception of time, you begin to plan differently. You stop forcing productivity through pressure and instead create conditions for clarity and momentum. You stop chasing time and start shaping it, and that shift unlocks a new level of peace and presence. You're not just managing time, you're managing how you feel in time, and that makes all the difference. 2.6% emotional energy versus physical energy. When we talk about energy, we often think only of the physical kind. How rested we feel, how well we've eaten, how much we've moved. But there's another kind of energy that matters just as much, if not more: emotional energy. Emotional energy is the fuel behind your decisions, conversations, creativity, and patience. It's the subtle force that determines how you show up, even when your body is physically rested. And the truth is, emotional energy drains faster